Every so often on Tag Back, the show where every week we take a look at a blaster from the past to see what it could offer us today in the present, we take a look at a blaster that isn't too far in the past, and quite literally in the present, because this time, we're taking a look at the N-Strike Elite Splitstrike, circa like 2015. This blaster is not that old, but I've never done a complete review on it, or really talked about it ever, and it was kind of forgotten until only recently, because they happened to go on clearance at my local Walmart. In fact, I believe this blaster is a Walmart exclusive, and I happened to pick it up for pretty cheap, and I had an ulterior motive for this. And it's ironic I've never really talked about this blaster because, well, it's everything that I do in a nutshell, but it's a stock blaster that does it, and of course I love it immensely. And that's kind of the whole shtick with Tag Back, is that I have to have a blaster I can talk about for a couple of minutes, and with things like, I don't know, the Scout from the Unity power system, I haven't covered that one yet, but it's a front-loaded pullback blaster. I mean, it's incredibly comfy, but it's hard to talk about it for 6-7 minutes. And usually when it comes to that kind of blaster, I have some other character come in to have some witty banter with, like Jangular or, you know, Evan B. Nerf or something to kind of fill out the padding on the video to make it a little more interesting, to make it somewhat special. But I have a lot to talk about with the Splitstrike because by default, it's pretty simple. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to it. It is a direct plunger Nightfinder style pullback, so you pull that back, and there's 2 darts at the front, but it shoots 1 dart at a time because it's got a smart AR system. So it shot that dart, and then if I pull it back and fire again, it fires the other dart. But you've already noticed that there's something a little different about this, because not only does it have this lever on the side, but there's 2 more darts still loaded, and that's because the Splitstrike splits apart. So if I pull down this lever, it splits into 2 pistols, and both pistols operate in the same exact way. So if I pull this one back, I can fire the dart, just like that. And then when they're together, you can easily have both triggers pulled with 1 trigger pull, because they're right next to each other. This is kind of finicky to do on camera. There we go. Because now the triggers are both right there. And it is incredibly comfortable. This grip is, while you would think it'd be incredibly thick, it's very, very comfortable. It works very well for all sized hands, and I happen to like it quite a bit. And the overall look of the blaster is really cool. There are no tactical rails or muzzle or stock extensions or anything like that, just one little lanyard loop, which if you put a lanyard through that, you would, you know, not be able to split the blaster apart. But other than that, it's still well detailed for what it is, and I do happen to like it. Except for the fact that it's a 2-tone color, like one side is going to be white and blue, and the other side's white and blue, but in the reverse, and that's kind of annoying. However, Nerf did something interesting in the fact that you can buy some blasters with the main blaster, that's the one with the lever release right here, because only one side has that, which is kind of annoying because it's on this side, so for lefties, you're good to go, but for righties, it's a little bit more awkward to split apart. But some of them have that blaster in white and sometimes on blue, so you can find another blaster that's the direct opposite of this with the blue on this side and the white on this side. Which makes it really easy if you happen to get only one of the blasters from, say, a Goodwill like Captain Xavier did. He happened to find this one. And so when he went out to buy another one of the Splitstrikes to complete the blaster, well, he just looked for one that had the blue on the left-hand side, which he did. And when he did that, that means when I bought mine, I just needed to find basically the same one he originally had, because he had one with the white on the right-hand side, thus allowing me to get it from him and complete one blaster in one solid color, which works a heck of a lot better. I don't know why they didn't just do this to begin with. That is really, really cool, and the practical reason for having, well, not just one color blaster, but just having 2 blasters like this in general, is that it gives you a lot of utility. One of the easiest ways to tag somebody about at range is to, well, shoot 2 darts, and this does that effortlessly, as does things like the, you know, rough 'em a cut and so forth. But this gives you some choices if you want to shoot both darts at once or shoot one after another, again, just like the rough cut, but in a much smaller package, and the capability of being modded to heck and back because, of course, it's a direct plunger pullback Nightfinder style system, which is really easy to modify, and thus you can get some pretty extreme ranges out of it. And also, if you really wanted to, you can decide, hey, I want to have this be a shotgun, so I can have one side shoot 2 darts with 1 trigger pull, or have both of them together to shoot 4 darts in 1 trigger pull, and do it very, very well. That's the cool thing about the Splitstrike. for it being a relatively compact pistol, which my only gripe really was the fact that it cost $20 when it came out, which was about the cost of a rough cut, and while the Crossfire bow from the Zombie Strike line was the same price and basically the same thing with far less utility, although it looked pretty darn cool, this was a better option than that, but still $20 for a 4-shot pistol, it's a bit much even for the cool thing it does. And they thought ahead, because if you split this thing apart, it's got these talons on the bottom of the grip, much like what the, I believe the Fire Strike had these, and of course the Strong Arm did as well, which allows you to prime the blaster just like that, which lets you dual wield them. And if you had, say, 4 of them, ooh, you could do some pretty crazy stuff, like, aha, I can still prime back both of them, I can have 4 blasters I can quad wield, and that's just the kind of goofy stuff that I love to do with Nerf. There's a reason why a lot of the blasters I build are very similar to this, like the Divine Punishment, the Deleter. I'm known to take things and put them together and make them into the kind of a shotgun or, you know, follow-up style rifle things. I really like having the ability to tag somebody out with one trigger pull and do it within a large percentile chance. I don't really like rapid fire all that much. I like the one-shot, one-kill, and, well, with something like this, I can either choose to completely just blast something, you know, blow both darts at one time, or I can stagger my shots, and this blaster makes it very easy to do that, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of upset I never talk about it, because I happen to like this one a lot, and it's one of the main reasons I had a gripe about the double dealer. Even though it fired 2 darts at once, it didn't allow you to do that because it only had 1 plunger tube, which was dumb. Why did you do that, Hasbro? I have a lot of complaints about the double dealer, and we'll seal that in a video very, very soon, because that thing, I've never wanted to pay full price for it, but it keeps popping up at Goodwills for still like $20 used, which is ridiculous, but one of these days I'm going to break down and buy one because I have a lot to mention with that blaster. But let me know what you know about this, well, let me know what you like about the Splitstrike or don't like about the Splitstrike down in the comment section below. This has been Walcom S7's Hands. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one. And, well, I say entirely different, but I'm already working on blasters that are incredibly similar to this right now anyway, so it might be somewhat familiar.